days ago, I guess. That's the new one with The Rock, because The Rock is in everything now, I guess.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess with DC, I did watch the last Justice League, the one that was like uncut.
The Snyder Cut, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Snyder Cut. I did watch that one. I did quite enjoy it a little bit more than the other one, even though at times, like, I'm like, I don't know if they were just deleted scenes from the first one, right? Like, that's what it was?
Well, but it was obviously the uncut is like 4 hours long, so they took a lot of stuff out. And I was just talking about this with my buddy CJ, who you met just a couple days ago. But there's just so much that they took out that the other version, Josh Whedon's version, is like nothing like this one. You know what I mean? It's like two completely different movies.
Like even I'm guessing the CGI, of the villain is a lot more, right? Like, yeah,
what's his name?
He's like a lot more detailed.
Steppenwolf, is that I think?
Wolf, yeah.
Yeah, it just like on every single level, it was just better. Then
yeah, it was definitely.
They're not
worth those 4 hours. Yeah. I would have sat in the theater for 4 hours. That's fine.
Yeah, definitely. And then they put it out. They put it out in a black and white version, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I liked the in depth of the characters. Like the more information that we got from them, because like in the first, I guess I wouldn't call it the first version. They did, share the characters, but there wasn't much going on other than the little bit of research that Bruce was showing. Sorry. But yeah, I really like the backstories that they put on each character and the way that portrayed them. I have heard about the Flash movie also, what is it, like, are they filming it? I don't know if it's been done.
The Flashpoint, right? I think it's called. Yeah. I think they're still in the midst of filming.
Okay.
It's from the director of It, I think, Chapter 1 and 2, the remake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're still filming, but there's they have Michael Keaton coming back as the original Batman and all kind of cameos and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I mean. No, never mind. I'll just keep this to myself.
It's good. I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun. Just like, I have some news about Space Jam, but I'll finish James's news first.
Okay.
So I guess Netflix they just announced that they have plans to offer the ability to play video games on their streaming service soon.
Oh, is it like... it wasn't like a video game, but for example, really quick, my son likes Minecraft, and then they put like that Minecraft, I guess, show, but then you can choose like what to do. And then I know that there was also another show that we could do that as well, like to choose not an ending, but like what happens next. It's not a video game, but I think that they had started that, and I kind of look at it as a video game, like what happens next.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I think the one on Netflix specifically was a Black Mirror like movie or episode or something where you just pick what happens, like in an interactive, cinematic adventure thing. But I didn't hear about the Minecraft one. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called. I can't really think about it right now. But I was trying to get him to like see different TV shows because. Right now, since YouTube is so big, like, that's all he wants to watch because I know he likes the control of being able to change what he wants to watch, with a click of your finger. So I was trying to get him into, like, watching, like, TV shows or series or anything, getting on that Netflix, and I saw that Minecraft one, and I showed it to him, and he liked the ability of being able to choose, like, which character he wanted to be, like, if he wanted to be, I'm okay. I don't know if they do have the names like Steve or Alex. I don't know if they have Minecraft names, but you can choose between each and then like where the story can go. So he really enjoys that. If anything, playing like video games on Netflix, if it's anything, around that, I think it'll be a lot more popular since everything with technology, especially little kids. Like, they just love technology.
Yeah, it's like no more going outside or jungle gyms or nothing.
And that's what sucks, because, I mean, we grew up with being outside, and sometimes I tell my son, too, like, hey, like, you want to do this? And it has to really, like, grasp his attention. Because if not, he'll be like, no, I'm just going to watch TV. And I'm like, no, let's go do this. Or let's paint, let's draw. Maybe you can draw your own character or something like that. And he's like, no, I'm just going to watch TV. And I'm like, oh, God. So, yeah, I try to minimize his, his screen time. But it's really hard, especially with Netflix coming out with video games now. But that's cool. And I mean, it's crazy how, Netflix used to order it and it would come to your house.
Yeah.
And then now they're like putting video games into it. I don't know, it's just crazy how time flies and how all these things like get, updated from like something. I mean, I don't want to say something so simple, but now it's even more simpler,
Yeah, definitely. I remember, because I'm old, I had Netflix when you could create like your queue online, and then they would send you the DVDs. And then at a certain point, they were like, now you have to pick either, do you want them to send the DVDs or do you want like all streaming service, and then they eventually cut it down to it's just streaming, and that's where we are now. But it's weird how it kind of evolved into that,
Yeah, no, time flies and technology's winning. That's all I gotta say.
Right?
Technology is winning.
Yeah, you can't do anything anymore without internet, I guess.
I know. I mean, I'm telling you, like I just really quick, I don't really want to get into it, but I saw the Black Widow movie this weekend.
Okay.
And they brought out a floppy disk. And I was like, oh my God, I have not seen a floppy disk in so long. And I mean, now you have like really small, either like USBs or the little, I don't know, flash drives or not. I mean, that's a USB. No, it's the little like flat ones that you can put on your cameras or on your phone. But like it used to be a floppy disk. I mean, I used floppy disks in like 3rd grade. I remember.
Yeah, I use them too. It's so weird. It's so weird to think about.
It's really weird.
All right, so I have 3 quick pieces of news. So Space Jam: A New Legacy just came out this past Friday. I think it's streaming on HBO Max, and it's also in theaters. Apparently, it knocked out Black Widow from the #1 spot.
What?
Yeah.
No way. Okay, I watched it. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched Space Jam, but at home, not in the theater.
Oh no, I didn't watch it in theaters. I watched it at home too.
What did you think?
I mean, I just felt like it was a really big ad for LeBron. I mean, I learned a lot about LeBron in the introduction.
Yeah.
But I mean, I liked it. I think I liked the first one, or like the original one, a lot better. And at the same time, it's like it did give me that nostalgic feeling, of like the cartoons, and I think it was a good movie. Not talking anything bad about it. I don't know. I just felt it was really more about like LeBron. I don't know. In my opinion, I just learned a lot about him, and it felt like it was like him. I guess he's getting into acting, and I think even maybe during the introduction that was like, no, it was during the, I don't want to give it away, sorry, but just like during one of the scenes where, they're giving him that idea, and he's like, basketball players in movies or something like that, and I'm like, oh, well, how ironic, it's a basketball player in a movie. But yeah, no, I did enjoy it. It did give me that, watching like cartoons again. But I definitely did like the first one a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think they pretty much what they did is they just remade the first one with LeBron, who, you know, and I'm not saying that I agree with this, but I feel like a lot of people kind of hold him up on a pedestal the way that we did for Jordan, you know, back when we were kids. So that's what that's about. And then, you know, of course, with they brought in the kind of technology spin and how that's kind of put a damper on the, you know, him and his son's relationship, and so I like running theme of family and trying to navigate through that. I thought that was good. And then, you know, I wish they gave the Looney Tunes a little more to do, because I feel if I remember correctly, I feel like the first one, like, we get a lot, and this one it feels like we're rushing and then we're already ready into the final, like, basketball game, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, that whole separation between him and his son, and how he also mentions, like, oh, like, me growing up, you know, it was kind of like how he was brought up, you know, just focus on the game, just focus on basketball. And he's like, I think there was one time he was like, you know, you don't get, maybe I wasn't the exact quote, but something about, like, you know, not getting good enough unless you put the work in or something like that. And so it did give, like, a good family, you know, movie. It was heartwarming, you know, that whole, I guess you could say it was kind of the what he was supposed to resolve during the movie, you know, his relationship with his son. But yeah, the way that they get the cartoons back together, like, I was just expecting a little bit more, I guess. It was just kind of like, oh, here you go, okay, yeah, you know, like, you here, okay, yeah, we're all together now, okay, let's go. So yeah, it was a little, I don't know what the word is.
Maybe missing something, but I will say this: I really liked Don Cheadle as the villain. I thought he was amazing. Oh, yeah. He just didn't care. Like, he just went for it, and he's definitely a big highlight of the whole movie.
Yeah, it was really nice to see him in that different, you know, because we usually see him in Marvel being a hero and all, like, serious and everything, not very, you know, and with this one he had more fun with it, you can tell.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess it dethroned Black Widow right away, and it's already made $31 million in just its opening weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Which is insane. Yeah, so it beat Black Widow. I saw Black Widow in both at home and in the theater. I liked it better when I watched it at home, and then watching it in the theater setting, I was like, huh, this is good, but it's also like they ruin a lot of the intensity with, like, forced humor. That's my one big issue with it.
Oh yeah, I liked Black Widow. To be honest, I mean, I was watching the whole movie, and it wasn't until the end when I had that realization of, like, oh my gosh, she's dead. You know, like, bring her back. Yeah. But I guess it was, like, supposed to be like a backstory on her, and I was expecting a lot more of explanation, and it kind of just sailed through it of, like, you know, family and how it wasn't really her family, but then in the end they are family, and, you know, it I don't know, like, it was a lot of action, and I think even, like, CJ posted something about how they're really afraid of that, you know, showing emotion. And even though they did try to show emotion, like, you're right, like, it just kind of got a little bit ruined at times with, you know, forced humor. And personally, as being, you know, like, a Marvel fan, like, I was expecting a little bit more from being, you know, Black Widow, or, like, her, you know, her backstory, or, like, where she came from.
Yeah, it's funny because it's and hopefully we're not spoiling anything, because I know it's still pretty fresh out, but instead of really diving into Natasha, it's just, like, more about the Black Widow and that kind of program, and the guy that runs that program, and then they sail through what's supposed to be like a good send-off for Natasha's character, because, of course, if you're a Marvel fan, you know that she's no longer, you know, around.
I mean, I just kind of just stated it.
Yeah,
but no, like I mentioned, I even if it was focused on, you know, what what her history was, and the Red Room. I mean, I don't think I'm giving too much away because she's mentioned the Red Room before in other movies. So I just feel like it for me, it lacked information or like understanding